Hi, welcome. It's Nikki with qaspeq. So today I'm gonna show you. Sorry, I'm trying to fix that lighting here. I'm gonna. This is part 2 of creating your fleece qaspeq. So I have a serger. I'm gonna be using my Juki. I don't even know the brand. Sorry, Juki 6800. So first things first is I'm gonna serge all my ends. If you don't have a serger, you can either add the trimming or you can just fold it over and sew it down like that. So I'm gonna serge these. I'm gonna serge my cuffs into tubes, and then, excuse me, I'm gonna serge all these across. And then once I serge them, then I fold them down this way and I sew them down. So if you don't have a serger, like I said, you can just fold it down. But I have an industrial serger. Sorry, that light is like, seems like there's a light coming across the screen. Maybe it's this one. I don't know how. So anyways, you're just gonna go. If this is poor, I apologize, but I'm just serging the ends. I'll show you. I think it's from this light. Oh yeah. So. If you don't remember, I'm not the best videographer. So basically just serge it across, and then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna sew this part down. So do all these first. Do it on both sides. You're going to take your cuffs. You can sew these on a sewing machine if you don't have one, but you want to make sure the stretch is going this way. So you're going to take these two ends and sew it this way. If you don't have a serger, look at your sewing manual and see how to sew on knits, and it'll give you like how to sew knits with your sewing machine. So again, take it this way, and then grab it like this. I was hoping to record this earlier, but my kids wanted to play. So, mom duties first. Okay. So then these get folded into tubes. You're gonna set these aside for when you're gonna sew on your, sew them onto your sleeves. So you turn them in tubes just like that. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry you can't see me, but you just need to see the sewing machine. Okay. So here's the front of my pocket. So basically I just serge the ends. just like that. So then we'll go to the sewing machine, and then these just all get folded down and then sewn across like that, okay? With my hood, I'm gonna take the two outsides, because this fleece has an inside and an outside, and you can tell by looking at the material. But you're just gonna sew this top part right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to serge the end all the way around. And that is so I can fold it over. If you wanted to line your hood in your pocket, you would just cut another piece exactly the same size. Okay, that's it. Now we're gonna go to the sewing machine. I'm gonna get my area set up so that I can just move this over there. Like I said, I'm not a good videographer, so, but I try my best. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm just, I'm threading my machine, guys, so. All right, so I'm gonna go over here, and we're gonna go right here. So you should be able to see what I'm doing from that angle, unless we go here. That might be better. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to make this tight. Okay, all you need to see is the sewing. You don't need to see my face or anything. Okay. So my sewing machine is a Janome Memory Craft 6600, okay? And there we go. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my thread to brown for these because I want this to be brown. Oh my gosh, there's something on my chair. So I'm gonna set the pocket aside, and I'm gonna set the hood aside. Okay, so because I'm gonna do brown. I have black here, so this is where I'm gonna fold it over and sew it. This is the inside, this is the outside. You wanna make sure you put the fold to the inside. And I don't measure, but I do about a thumbnail. So I just fold it up. I don't backstitch or anything. Just trim the edges. So this is what it'll look like on the other side, just like that. So you're gonna do this to the other side. I knew I had black in my bobbin, but you want to make sure that the bobbin color, bobbin is the bottom part, if the bobbin matches, you want it to match the your material. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna do my brown because I have brown here. I'm gonna do brown for my bobbin, and the nice thing about my machine is I can make bobbin while I'm sewing. If I was a good YouTuber, I would have had all this made and ready, but I'm not. Again, we're gonna just fold it over on the other side. So we're done with the body. We're gonna set this aside. And now I'm gonna change my thread to brown, and I'm going to sew the folds of the pocket and the hoot. Once those are done, then you're gonna sew the pocket onto the body, you're gonna sew the sleeves onto the body, and then you are going to sew it shut and attach the hood, and you're all done, and then you'll do your cuffs. So these can go by pretty fast if you have a serger and you don't have kids. If you have kids, it takes a little bit longer. So that's okay though. All right, so here's the front and here's the back. So I'm gonna just fold it over towards the back because you don't want to fold the fold to the front. And I don't back stitch. So I'll do the top here, and then I'll do the sides. Do this one, the curve. I'm sorry I don't have one of those, the tripods that go down that you could actually see from my sewing machine. I think I have one, I just don't know where it is. So hopefully you understand what I'm showing you to do. I try to keep my tutorials like pretty straightforward, straight to the point, kind of like no messing around here. So trim all these off. So when I'm doing like a main, so the main material is black, and then I'm doing accents, I won't put any like rickrack or trim on it. But if I was doing like the same material is when I would put on some trimming. So like I would, if I was after sewing the bottom, I'd put like rickrack or bias tape, single fold or double fold. So yeah. So that's done. That's ready to be set aside. Okay, so there's that one. And now we're gonna do our hood. Same thing, we're just gonna fold it over. If you didn't want to see your trimming or your stitching, you could fold it over again, just so you don't see that, but I'm okay with Now is when you can decide if you want to put your hood on now or if you want to put your hood on after. I usually put my hood on next, or second to last, I guess. So I'm going to set this aside. All right, we're going to my cutting table. I apologize, we're going to move again. Okay, so we're going to want to make sure that our pocket is in half. So I like to press it real good, and then I use these really small pins. I guess I can turn the light on right now. So this one and this one, I usually like to sew in the dark. So I have the center and the center. So I'm going to take this one. This one's my front because it dips down. So I'm going to take this one out, fold it in half, and I'm going to just kind of press it, the center part. And then I'm going to take a pin and find my center. And then I'm going to find my center. Okay. And then you're going to fold it out this way. Oops, I just lost that pin, but if you can see, there's that fold. My fold is down my center. I lost that pin. Hopefully the kids don't step on it. All right, so then you're gonna just kind of match this. I always kind of like, you can match it to the center and then throw it over your head and see where you like that placement. But I kind of have a general idea how far. I go down about a hand. Okay. So then I'm going to pin here. I'm going to pin here. Sometimes I just double check. And here. And then one more. And then I'm going to sew. So fleece kind of waffles. You can see it's kind of waffling a little. I haven't figured out the best way that it doesn't waffle, so I'm not the best person to ask about that. All right, now we're gonna sew it on. I've got some of you right here. Hopefully that's okay. I think that's okay. So I'm going to start from this side, and I'm going to kind of sew. You can see where this is, that line where I sewed. So I'm going to go kind of right there, and I'm going to back stitch when I start. Back stitch, reverse. However you call it. And then leave your needle in, and then you're going to turn it. Alright, and I will kind of start here on the top and go over here, and then same over here. Just kind of reinforces it a little bit more. I go down about, I'd say probably about an inch. Thirsty when I'm making these tutorials. So after this, I'm going to attach the pocket because I don't want to keep moving you back and forth between my sewing machine and my serger. Once the hood is on, we're going to then go to the serger, put our sleeves on. Once the sleeves are on, then we sew it shut. And then once it's sewn shut, then you add your cuffs. Okay, turn your qaspeq inside out, pull it this way. You want to find your back center, or you don't even have to pull it that way. Even if you just put it in half, like this, and fold it. Then you're gonna go like this and find that center. You're gonna take your hood with it right side out. Take this part, I've got my center right here. I'm gonna put my finger there, and then this one goes on the inside of it. And then I'm gonna match that center to the center, just like that. And I only pin it once. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew this way, and when I get towards the front, I'm just gonna kind of come at a diagonal up like this, okay? And then when I come around, I'm gonna sew the opposite way. Then I'm gonna take this one, and it's just gonna go opposites like this. So it's gonna look like that. When I first start sewing, the body is down this way. Let me put you right here. Okay, so the body is down. And I'm just gonna sew around. And I'm just matching it as I go. And by matching it, I mean like making sure these two are met. Or I can't talk tonight, I'm really tired, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, just like this. Okay, So you can't even really see from that angle, can you? I'm trying to see if you can see it. Maybe this way. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna keep going. I can't show you this unless I had the other camera that went on top of my machine. Sorry, but I'll show you. So it goes like this. Comes up all the way around at a diagonal like this. You're gonna sew it all the way around. And then you're gonna flip it so it goes, your hood is now on this side of the machine and the body of your qaspeq is on top. So I always go one way and then I flip it and do the other way. And then I just match around as I go. And I back stitch from this way. Back stitch from that back center. And then I'm just gonna keep moving it all the way around. So it ends up looking like this, comes across at a diagonal like that. So that it's a cross, it goes across. It looks like this. So that's how you do it. If I can try and find a, and if you look at it this way, this is what it looks like. So, okay. Move it again. Okay. All right. So next, we're going to put the sleeves on. So you're gonna find your center on here. And oops, where did it go? And I just put a clip here. Okay. Now we're going to the serger. So we're gonna do everything at the serger and we're gonna be done here pretty soon. So. Okay. So I've got my center. If you don't have a serger, you can do this on your machine. I've got my center on I've got my pin there. I can't put you over here because my plant is in the way. So, you're gonna find your center here, okay? You're gonna match your center here with your center, okay? And then you're just gonna go like this. And I sew this in 2 rounds, so I'm gonna start from right here. Here, I'll show you. But you're gonna just sew this way. I was gonna try and move you, but this is okay. It'll be longer. And I'm just moving along as I'm matching the curve. This is the curve, right? So you're gonna match the curve as you sew along. And there's gonna be a little bit of a tail. So I always make mine a little bit longer, just in case. Not by much though. See, you can see that a little bit. There's a little tiny, it's doing so you can't see. So then I just flip it this way and sew it down this way. Okay. Same thing on the other side, so then it looks like that. It is connected. I brought you, you're gonna do the other side. ginger tea. I made sayuk with my ayuk and my sanik. Or if you're Jupik, they say jachalach and janik. And I was gonna do sugar, sachalak or jachalak. Excuse me. Okay. Same thing. I batlu on the other side. You're gonna do the same thing. I batlu other side. I went fast this time because now I sewed you. Okay. Oh, my nose is itchy. Okay, doeka. Turn it right side together. You're gonna sew from the wrist, unashu, from right here, all the way down here to khunikhwa, like this, all the way. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could do all this, or serger, you can do all of this on your sewing machine. Just make sure if you're sewing with different materials, look at your manual or YouTube your machine, because you should be able to. And I just match it as I go, so I just keep matching it as I sew along. I bought you other side. So after, I'll sew this part right here a little bit with the sewing machine, just this part right here where it connects, even though it's serged, I always want to make sure. So you're gonna flip it all the way around, and then, so this is what it looks like so far, and then you're gonna put your cuffs on. So I always tell people in my class, these cuffs are hungry. They're saying, "Kaipa," and then they eat the body. The cuffs are hungry, kaipa. They eat the body. And then you match that center to the center right here. Okay. And you could do this on the sewing machine too, but just make sure that maybe the fleece, maybe you do it the opposite way sewing, because sometimes the sewing machines don't like the knit on the bottom on the feed dogs. So I would just say check with your sewing machine manual. Just like that. You're done. I pass you other side, and then you're all done. And then you raise your hand and you say, "Huinga akatako." I'm done. Okay. Kitaki. boy. Yay. Aka. So that is how I'm gonna take you off. It won't thing. Okay, that's how you make one. So, honey, that's how you make one. Doka. I guess I can model it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take my sweater off. I don't think you can see me in the window. I have a t-shirt on, but I just don't want to change in front of the camera. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Yay! Covers my butt. Pocket's big enough. You got stuff to put in there. My sleeves are good. My hood is nice and cozy. So hopefully this was helpful. If you make this and post it anywhere on any socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please tag me. Oyana, Chuck Norris. I hope this was helpful for you. Birchi, Oyana.